morning. We've got a community rematch today between the Cerberus and the Jester. So the Cerberus I actually got a little bit wrong last time. Pretty much when I was looking at the picture, I missed the little fin on top of the Orca. So I was looking at the thing, I couldn't quite figure out what I was looking at. It was a little bit dark between the color scheme and the weird purple background from Silent Line, or the Silent Line Portable Remake. Honestly, I should have just given it a second glance. I'm pretty sure that other one that I was using isn't even in Silent Line. Anyhow, so it's been corrected now, so we'll see if these two can fight it out. Just looking at their builds, I figure Jester has the overall advantage here. Simply because, okay, the Cerberus has, it's got, I would say, better trajectories on its missiles as far as them actually hitting. Generally speaking, the shoulder ones would hit first, stunning for the back missiles to hit, as opposed to the Jester's ones, which generally fly slightly higher and lower than the other ones. So they have a similar effect, but there's a chance that elevation's an issue. As well, it's got three different sources, or the Cerberus has three different sources of damage. Generally speaking, it's a lot faster, but I'd figure it'll just come down to the fact that if it gets hit and overheated, it's screwed. As opposed to the Jester that can still take some damage. So it's probably going to be coming down to one of those of whether they can actually keep up their speed and damage and all that. Honestly, I would just say the Cerberus has to put a lot more effort to actually win the fight, in general. So we'll go down to AP view only. Good dodge on the first one from Cerberus there. Good little hit and run action going on. Wow, that was... the AI is doing good on dodges here. Both of them have been set up to attempt dodges. As to whether or not the AI finds it feasible, well, we'll see. Sometimes they'll just sit there and take it. I'm not entirely sure what determines that. In both cases, they've been given their missile awareness chip. Oh, and he's lost track of the Jester. Turn around, you fool. But yeah, it's quite a bit closer than last time, I think. Okay, now it's the other way around. And it seems like the Jester's lost track of the Cerberus. Oh, now they're back in their gunfight. Very, very close. Seems like a lot of these community builds are getting super close. I think I'm gonna have to throw my own into the ring here. I haven't shown off the Caffeinator yet. Oh, you know what? Okay, so I think the Cerberus might actually be winning it here. Oh, actually, that came down to a second, because I'm pretty sure he would have gotten slashed and I would have gone the other way. Just that next second there. Alright, so that's one to the Cerberus. And yeah, they've had their chips redone a little bit so that they're more likely to use their missiles. As I mentioned in another one, if they get into close range, they just plain might not view them as viable, even when they're told to use them. So, the most reliable way I got them to do it was simply to tell them to switch between their right and back weapons often, which seems to do the trick. So they'll just kind of pull back and fire them in the middle of the fight, as somebody playing the thing probably would. This map's generally favoring the Jester. Actually, no, not the Jester, the Cerberus here. Just because of the verticals. Whoa. Alright, so there was a bit of noise for overheat, so the Cerberus got close to roasting. Oh crap! It's actually going completely the other way this time. Huh. Alright, alright. Oops, wrong button. Alright, let's see if the Jester can turn it around. Because so far it's been kind of the reigning champ of these community builds. And yeah, whichever one of these two wins has to go fight the Obscuro, and then whoever wins against the Obscuro ends up fighting Cow's thing. Is that fair tournament-wise? Good God, no it isn't, but I'll be honest, that thing's build is kind of a hard counter to all of these other ones so far. So we'll see. Alright, this is absolutely the Jester's turf right here. Because most of the missiles from the Cerberus can't do jack in here. Oh, and he's getting slashed. He seems to be pretty resistant to it. He doesn't really have a whole lot of a chance here. Being blind doesn't help either. They're both going to be a little bit derpy because of that ECM. Truth be told, I'm not 100% sure why this map even exists. I mean, the layout's cool, but the ECM thing, if you're gonna have a game based around AI, maybe you should make a map whose main feature is turning the AI retarded. We'll see. Alright. Yeah, this is very handily going to the Jester, although not as much as I would have thought so far. This is honestly surprising me. Because the only thing that's really changed is the core and the operation chips, and the Cerberus is just, well, doing all this. And he's friggin' dodging like a pro most of the time. Probably could have just compiled these into one big video and called it the 800mg Wars. Man, everyone's got the 800mg. I know it's good, but... dang. Of course I can't say anything, I use 1000mg on mine. So yeah. Just on sheer plink, this... whoa, what? Okay. Never mind, I almost got their numbers mixed up there. Yeah, just on sheer plink, this is going to the Jester. There we go. No, I don't know why the Jester's having such a hard time keeping up with him. Last time it was pretty much a stomp. Alright. See if the Jester turns it around here. And yeah, I see what you were going for with that Cerberus build. I thought with that other core it kind of had that cool like vent in the back and the head right under it kind of thing going on. But yeah, it does have that interesting disc look with this this one. And I think the verticals are out of play in this map again. Yep. All right. I don't like basing them down to map luck, but the Jester's getting it for sure. Oof. And getting overheated, for that matter. And once it ends up hitting overheat, it's over for the Cerberus, but it looks like it takes quite a lot to make that happen. Now if we go to the heat right here, I mean, it was shooting up quite a bit, but it still took a good, 10 seconds of pelting to actually make it happen. Alright, last round. What kind of map are we getting? Watch be the river. Nope, it's the ECM map. Well, feels like a crappy way to end it. Alright, maybe he'll pull it out. As I've mentioned before, the rule, generally speaking, is if it's the same map twice in a row, I won't reload it, but if it comes up later, I won't. Oh hey, you know what? It could be worse. At least it's firing the shoulders. If this was 3 or SL, it would just be stuck on the ceiling trying to figure out why it doesn't want to fire. Oh, actually, those verticals don't matter because he's overheated. Oof. Okay. This is, not looking so hot, but you know what? I will say these two are evenly matched, it just depends entirely on the terrain. It's one of those that's really hard to even call a clear winner. Alright, there we go. Technically the Jester won there. Even though if it was on open grounds, like, let's throw another one in there for a good measure, then he'll probably end up winning it, and we can just call it a tie. There's no fair way to call it when it's just the map deciding. So yeah, we'll call it a tie if the Cerberus wins it here. Or will we? I think I know how to decide a winner. Do one that has both terrain elements in it. Because it feels kind of douchey to say that one can't actually get the win. Yeah, so... Alright, we'll see here. Because if the Jester wins this one, then... You know, then it's actually able to win on open ground. Which it seems to be doing. The Cerberus is already on output down. One more hit would have finished it there. Oh, some good dodges. Very good dodges. Oof. Just the moves. The moves! Oh, alright, who's getting it? Who's getting it? Oh, is he gonna win in charging? No. Okay. So, I'm gonna call the Jester a solid win on this one then. They're very, very, very evenly matched. I would think if the Cerberus probably had direct fire missiles and all that, instead of verticals, like, I'd probably say the ones that Kaiser has, those, kinda oval-shaped ones. I don't even know if it's fair to call them oval-shaped, but you know, those ones. If it had those, I have a feeling that it would probably win pretty consistently. Because it's got some pretty crazy dodge potential for how much damage output it has right now. But yeah, so there we go.